Hey guys, another Off the Mic Sports Network short here for you. Major news in the world of baseball. We're going to have a couple of baseball takes for you here on the channel today. History. History in Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani becomes the first guy to crack the barrier of going 50-50 in a season, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. It's never been done before. Baseball has been around for so long, centuries, like it's been around forever, and Shohei Ohtani does something that nobody has ever done. Like, we've seen no hitters, we've seen perfect games, we've seen how, so outdated a lot of these statistics are, but Shohei Ohtani makes history, and he does it in a game where the Dodgers win 20-4. He goes 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases, 10 RBIs against the Miami Marlins on Thursday night. What is there to be said about this guy? Like, he comes in as this prodigy from Japan, labeled as the next Babe Ruth. We all kind of scoff at it and be like, man, nobody's going to beat Babe Ruth. Come on. And all this guy has done since 2020, because 2020 was kind of the outlier season for Shohei Ohtani. I'll kind of give you guys his number. So, first season he comes into the league with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Ironically, he's played his entire career out here in Southern California, which I'm grateful for because, hey, it's more accessible to see this guy. I've only gotten to see him play once in my life when he was with the Angels. But this guy is just a box office player. So 2018 goes 22 home runs, 61 RBIs. Fine. 285 average. 2019, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs, 286 average. Mind you, he was also pitching in some of these seasons, with the exception of this year with the Dodgers. In 2020, that was an outlier season that, he only played in a handful of games, and it was the COVID season, so he only had 7 home runs, 24 RBIs. But in the last 4 seasons, let's just put this in I'll read you his numbers, and I'll give you guys the actual encapsulation, the numbers of how ridiculous of a burner and a tear this guy has been on in the last 4 seasons. So 2021, he goes 46 for the 100 with only a 257 average, but like I said, 46 and 100. Then he goes 34 and 95 in 2022, and then last year he goes 44 and 95. This year he is already at, mind you, we still have like a handful of games left in this season, 51 home runs, 120 RBIs, and a career high 51 stolen bases. Like, this might be maybe the greatest season in the history of baseball. But just to put into context what Shohei Ohtani has done in the last 4 seasons since the COVID year, 175 home runs and 410 RBIs in the last 4 years. 175 and 410. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then let me just go back to just this season, because again, he's going to probably win the MVP going away. I know there's some people in Mets Nation who are trying to be very disingenuous and say Francisco Lindor, for helping the Mets get back into the race, is going to win the MVP. Shohei Ohtani should absolutely win this thing unanimously, because there has never been a season like this ever. 51 home runs, 120 RBIs, 51 stolen bases. Granted, he wasn't pitching this year, but who cares? This is the greatest hitting season ever. And this guy, dare I say, especially in the last 4 years, is making an argument for being one of the greatest baseball players who's ever lived. Because this is unheard of stuff. Nobody's ever gotten to 50-50. And to do it in the manner that he did, in the level of dominance that he has, it is just a testament to who this guy is as a baseball player. Because we all remember, this guy was distracted. He was dealing with fraud stuff with his former translator. And he comes in, new season with a new team, getting paid this absurd amount of money from the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he comes in on his first season and does those numbers that I just listed. He also has 176 hits. And also, mind you, he was a triple shy of the cycle in Thursday night's game. So he was either gonna make history one way or the other. That's just the kind of player that this guy is. And I know a lot of people are mad about, the contract and, the negotiation that he ended up with the Dodgers and all that deferred money and just the weird nature of how that thing was negotiated. Just be happy that we are blessed with this type of a talent in the game of baseball, because baseball has been striving to have a marketable, just like, over the top, historical, generational player like Shohei Ohtani. Everybody talks about Mike Trout, who was Shohei's teammate. God bless Mike Trout. He is the blandest guy in the world. He could walk around LA and nobody would know who the fuck he is. But Shohei Ohtani, this guy literally just walks into baseball, all the pressure on him in the world. First 3 seasons, But then, like I said, the last 4 years have just been all-time stuff. He sort of puts the cherry on top of the cherry that is on top of the sundae with this incredible, incredible season with the LA Dodgers. Now, what's next for him? He's got to go win a World Series. Because if you want to be considered one of the greatest to ever do it in this game, or in any game for that matter, you got to win championships. And the LA Dodgers, I am from LA. I know the pressure on this roster and the pressure on this team, because literally it has been World Series or bust for this organization since 2017. It's either been, hey, we're going to go to the championship series, or we're busting out in the DS. And the one championship that they got, fair or not, was during the COVID season of 2020, which, a lot of people are still putting an asterisk on. I still think it's a pretty impressive feat. So if Shohei Ohtani can guide this Dodgers organization to a world championship, something that they've been waiting for in a full season for 30 plus years. It hasn't happened since 1988, before I was born. So 35, 36 years. It hasn't happened in a regular, full season. I hate putting that caveat on there, but it's going to make it even more legacy defining for Shohei Ohtani if he is the guy that puts the Dodgers organization over the top. Selfishly, I don't want it to happen because I'm a Cleveland Guardians fan, but I am from LA. I am also just a baseball fan and a baseball historian at my core. So to see this guy win a world championship in a season like this would create just stuff of legend. And then we can talk about this guy like he is actually a modern day Babe Ruth, because he's already playing like it, but everybody's got this reservation about him because he hasn't played in a playoff game in his entire career yet. He played with the Angels, which, he was coming to America, I understand it, but the Angels completely mismanaged it. But now he's with the winning organization. It comes down to, can he get this team over the hump? I am pessimistic about it because, my sister can attest to it from being in this apartment. She doesn't even like baseball. She always jokes with me every year. The Dodgers are always going to choke. So is Shohei Ohtani the difference? That's going to be what's yet to come. But again, just congratulations. This is just a monumental accomplishment. Again, when you do something for the first time in any sport, let alone doing something like this, it's hard to get 40-40 in a season, but to do 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a single baseball season with still time left in the season. He could theoretically, if he goes on an all-time heater down the stretch of the season, he could go 60-60 if he wants. That's how good he is. Because nights like this, I know they may be an outlier, but there's an opportunity for him to even make more history and make this an iconic season. But let's get real. He's winning the MVP. Aaron Judge, it's probably a blessing for somebody like an Aaron Judge that Shohei is now in the NL. So now these guys don't steal votes from each other in the MVP race. But, man, I can't say enough good things about this guy. And especially, like I said, I gave you those numbers in the last 4 seasons. Almost 44 home runs and 102 RBIs. That's an average over the last 4 seasons. And then 175 and 410. 175 home runs, 410 RBIs. It's just an absurd tear that this guy has been on. Also, while we're at it, gotta give a shout out to Joe Davis. That guy is fucking incredible as a broadcaster. And the fact that he got to call that iconic moment in Miami, with the legacy, his voice is going to be attached to that iconic moment for years and years to come. He's one of the best broadcasters in the game. He's right around my age. He does NFL. He did college football. He's the voice of Major League Baseball on Fox. He's the voice of the Dodgers. It's just to fill in for a guy like Vin Scully and to be as good as that guy is just insane. And so for the fact that he got the opportunity to call that on Dodgers television, it's just, man, it's a moment that baseball fans are never going to forget. And whether you love him or you hate him, just acknowledge, and I will acknowledge him like I acknowledge my tribal chief, that he is one of the greatest to ever do this. in the sport of baseball, because the numbers don't lie, man. Like they just don't. And he's also a pretty solid pitcher. Like let me give you guys his pitching stats here for a second. So this guy has almost a 3 ERA. A 3 ERA. You realize how hard that is to do on average to have, especially in modern baseball where everybody's scoring runs and going crazy? This guy in his career, I mean, he's got 86 starts on his hand. He might be able to pitch in the playoffs off Tommy John. So, I mean, that's insane, but yeah, he's almost got a 3 ERA. Earned run average of 3 runs per game. Like it's just what else can be said about this guy? It's remarkable. So I hope everybody really takes into full context just like, how incredible he is. You can dismiss all of the comparisons, say, oh, he's got to win a world title, whatever. But this season really just hammers it home that this guy is one of the greatest talents and one of the greatest baseball players ever. Now it comes down to, hey, how high can he go on that list? And winning a championship, especially for an organization as, cursed as the Dodgers. Yes, I understand that they won in 2020, but still, again, a lot of people just don't recognize that as a champion. They played 60 games. They were playing in a bubble. There was no fans really at all. It was a different time. So now to do this with this organization that has not won in a full season since 1988, that would take the legacy that he's already built to a next level. So again, I will acknowledge him like I acknowledge my tribal chief, Shohei Ohtani. You're one of the best of all time. Like, share, and subscribe here on the channel. OT Mike Sports on Twitter as well, Off the Mic 28. If you want to follow me, we'll have a lot of great sports content. Shout out to all the people who support this channel. My guys on Mad Sports, on the Mad Sports Show, Andrew Marks, Danny Udelf. Also, Brian Sanders. I'll shout him out here. He's originally from LA, watches wrestling. So for whatever reason, Brian, if you're watching this Dodgers video, shout out to you guys. I always appreciate your love and support. And hey, it's a baseball topic. We're talking baseball. I'm going to be talking about the Guardians today too. So, hey, it's a big time here. We're transitioning into a whole bunch of sports. Perfect blend of sports and entertainment here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Love and appreciate all the support. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.